Okay, so what do you think about homeless people?
Yay! Woo!
Personally, I don't like the homeless. They're messing up all downtown. And if it were up to me, you know, someone who is educated, I would just ship them off to an island somewhere.
So put them on the island with no food or water?
Growing up in Atlanta is hard. Oh man. Especially since it's hard to get that money. How to get that money.
Yeah, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, this is Bradley. Yeah, man, that hooker was great last night.
Favorite beverage to throw out a homeless person? Water.
Water?
Yes.
My favorite. You do? Throw coffee on.
No, throw coffee.
No, never.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting mixed up here.
Yeah.
All right.
Both not throwing
What I
coffee.
want to say is,
Okay.
I think they are organized.
Yeah, they are. They have. Yeah.
Really? I've had to push one off of me before. You get disrespected by the police and other people.
Disrespected by the police.
They treat us like dogs out here. They really do. They treat us like we ain't nothing. We dirt. Sometimes we're not dirt.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me for $1, 50 cents, whatever I got it, I give it to them. If I ain't got it, I won't. You know what I'm saying?
Turn that off, please, Jesus. It's like the same thing every time. Hello, sir, and I will not have your children, thank you. Anyway, okay. So the son takes like 8 sheets of toilet paper, and the father goes over like, hell no, you don't get 8 sheets. He gives him 4 sheets. 4 sheets of toilet paper for a bear? His claw's going right through that. There's shit on his claw, and that's the reason I don't eat bear claws anymore. We don't need fatter clothing lines. I'm tired of fatter clothing. Like some rapper came out with a big clothing line that's gangster or whatever, and it's like if something that big and tall can't fit you, you need to lose some weight. Amen. That was the punchline. You should laugh now. This guy back here hasn't laughed at all. He looks like he wants to hit me. I apologize. Sir. What do you say?
You're right.
Jeez. See, that's the problem with this sitting, because he's going to hit me right in the face. Homelessness. The way they get there is questioned by some. How does a homeless person become homeless? This question may never truly be answered. Sort of like Henry lifts his tape to get to the center of Tootsie Pop, the world may never know. Even with this in mind, I'm going to go up there and find a solution to this problem. So what is your general opinion on homeless people?
Generally, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. Some of them I feel like they could help themselves very easily. I think that we have the resources to do that, or they have the access to resources like that, and I think some of them generally need to be helped.
It's a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway. Y'all tell anybody I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Peanut butter and crack snake.
He kicked his habit back in the joint. Now he's out going.
Here I come.
He's finally home. He's Tyrone.
I feel sorry for them mostly.
Sorry?
Yeah, I do.
You don't find them to be nuisances?
I haven't been bothered by them that much.
I get bothered quite a bit by them.
Do you ever kick them or
I don't ever kick them,
hit them?
No, I've
Never?
No. I've had to push one off of me before.
Maybe because I'm a girl, they're not very violent with me, so
Really?
I haven't had anything like that uncomfortable happen to me yet.
I just walk around punching bums in the face. Sometimes
It's a fun sport. Hey, so what are you guys' general opinion on homeless people? Try to avoid them? If they come up to you, do you knock them away, or?
I think it's a two-phase. One phase is the people who we should help. And sometimes the people we sometimes want to avoid. Yeah, That's it.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I always like have this idea that these kind of people I have to help.
Yeah, so you'll help them. You'll give them change.
Yeah,
or,
whenever
or listen
they
to the
ask,
story.
yes,
or,
yes. If you kind of ask me statistics, kind of 70-80% I give money, and 20% just
Yeah. Just don't have
don't
any.
give any money. No.
So, how much money have you given?
Well, I mean, if I kept the tally, I would say over the years, probably at least about maybe $600, $700. Then I also volunteered too. Yeah. I worked at a place with a psychiatrist where she counseled some of the homeless. So either it was through money or through community service. So either one.
No.
Quick story, in Hawaii, where I'm a photographer and where my lab was at Sam's Club, there's this man who came every day, same outfit, same backpack, and when he took his backpack off, you saw the stripes from, they found that he made $30,000 a year. He was scamming, that was his job every day, and all the radio stations reported it, don't give it to him. And I thought, that's terrible, because he would ask for money, panhandling. I thought, that's giving him a bad name.
Well, so homeless people scamming people.
He was making over, he lived in a great house, everything. This was in Hawaii.
Got any change? No, sorry. Can you spare some change? Change? Huh? I don't have any change.
Change?
No! Change! Spare some change. Leave me alone, I don't have any change!
No, we cannot help because
Nothing
we are also
more.
foreigners and we don't have enough salary incomes,
Yeah.
We're not rich people, so I don't think we can help a lot.
So you don't. So when a person comes up to you, let's tell my story.
Yeah, we saw a
you're
lot
just like,
of it.
no.
No,
don't.
yeah.
Kick them.
No, not kick them, but
Slap them.
we just say,
backhand them.
they ask for some change or something, but usually we don't have changes. We only have credit card. That's
Yeah,
all we
me
have.
too.
Yeah.
It's a hard knock life. Have you all had any experiences? Like crazy things happen?
Not crazy, but I think a few times like I just get out of my car and some people just come say, hey, can I have some changes or some explain some reason, can we make friends? I have some problem, my family are starved, have nowhere to live, could you give us something to eat, something like that. Yes, and I don't think we can really help on that because it's not one or two people, it's a lot of big group,
Yeah.
You can meet a lot when you get on the road.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And what's your general reaction when one comes up to you and asks for money for drugs and stuff? Alcohol.
Well, if someone walks up to me and asks me for money, my first reaction is kind of fear because I'm like, well, I don't want to give it to you. What will you do to me?
Me too. It's scary. There's a scary group of people.
Hey, how you doing, sir? We're doing a documentary on the homeless. Mind if we ask you a couple questions? Okay, what do you think we should do with the homeless living here in the city?
In Atlanta?
Yeah.
Get rid of them. Personally, I don't like the homeless. They're messing up all downtown. And if it were up to me, someone who is educated, I would just ship them off to an island somewhere.
So put them on the island with no food or water?
It's not like they have food or water here. I mean, all they're doing downtown is taking up space. And a place like Atlanta, people like me don't need to be walking around and seeing people like them bums, pretty much. So, yeah, let them fend for themselves. Let them just do what homeless people do.
What do you think homeless people do?
They're bums. They stay on the street. I mean, they take up space, they take our air, they take our food, they take our water, our money. I mean, they're good for nothing pretty much. They don't do anything productive. You see, somebody like me who's educated, can contribute to society. Someone like me who actually knows, how to get an education, how to elevate themselves. Homeless people do nothing, so pretty much nothing. So that's why they can go on an island, they can be shipped off, they don't need to be here.
We go to school at Grady Hospital, so we get to see a lot of the homeless population because that's where they get their health care. And a lot of people get turned away or have a lot of obstacles from getting that health care, so I think it keeps people on the streets sometimes.
So you all have dealt with homeless people close up. So
Yeah,
have y'all had any like weird situations?
I mean, there's a lot of drug problems. There's a lot of mental instability. A lot of hygiene problems, obviously, you know, because they don't have a place to go and take a shower and clean their clothes.
And that affects their health tremendously.
Yeah.
It's a pity they have to live that way, and the social security doesn't.
Have you found that they've pestered you?
No, not at all. I've only been in Atlanta for 3 days now. But
So it's common.
I haven't had any trouble with them. Just as many as my hometown back in the Netherlands. And they just keep to themselves, really.
Fly the Concords. I love Fly the Concords.
Fly the Concords. It's a movie, right?
It's a show.
Yeah?
They're
From the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Don't know it.
Maybe someplace like Netherlands, I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah, it rings a bell, but I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's not what we're talking about, but I don't know. I got on that.
Well, I was living in Hawaii during the Olympics, and I heard that they were shipping the homeless out to another state because they wanted Atlanta to look clean. But,
I understand.
you know, this is what I heard. And I just think there should be more facilities and things more. They shouldn't be made to look ashamed.
Living around here.
No, what I think about the homeless people is a part of the society. So according to my opinion is, we have to put them in a job, that how they find a job, not just feed them food or give them shelter, because a lot of people they can work, but they look at opportunity. A lot of people they don't have what they call felony, you know what I'm saying? So the administration, the system, the government, they have to play a role that they take the people out of the felonies. I mean, they give them a clean record. You know what I'm saying? That they can find a job. The young people who is homeless nowadays because their mother or father they fight or they get violence, so they be in a street. It's not good thing. We let them in a street. I mean, we put them in a training, or a new skill. So, I mean, training, job, opportunity, that will be the end of the homeless. But you just make the homeless food, shelter, they will be the same.
Yeah, just the cycle continues.
So continue. I mean, there's no solution. But put them, don't feed the man. Give him a job, and then he will help himself.
Yeah, teach a man to fish, feed him for life.
You got it.
I don't know, I'm a bit scared of them, to be honest. Like, so if I see some homeless people, like maybe I'll cross the street or try to avoid them just to avoid them maybe saying something to me or asking me for change, because I generally don't have money on me. So.
Do you think they all smell like pee? I think.
I don't really smell them. I don't really walk by them and
They
just
get
take
close
them
enough to
away.
me that I'm like, hey,
I mean, they don't smell pleasant. They haven't showered.
you've peed yourself or something, because it's bad.
They don't smell good, but that's probably because they don't have anywhere to bathe themselves. So it's another reason to avoid them, really, is the smell. So I don't get close enough to them.
A lot of homeless people that urinate on themselves in the hospital. Maybe you haven't been able to have clean clothes for a long time or bath. So
some people like to just come into the hospital just because they are homeless and they can have gowns and sheets.
Especially in the cold months of the year.
We have a lot that just come into the ER for unknown reasons.
We have
causes.
regulars that
Yeah, we have regulars that come into the hospital.
Yeah.
So do y'all have nicknames for them, or just
sometimes.
Some of them.
I knew it.
Couple come. I mean, they usually have their own nicknames,
Yeah.
and they tell us to call them by those names.
Yeah. So what is your favorite beverage to throw in a homeless person?
Favorite beverage to throw at a homeless person? Water.
Water?
Yes.
My favorite too. And I think our reaction should always be the same. If we have a drink in our hand, throw it at them.
I don't think so. I
You
think
don't
I'll
think
just
so?
be mean.
Well.
I think it's one thing to be cautious, because I'm just naturally cautious, but I wouldn't purposefully.
So if it's like a spur of the moment thing, like, oh, homeless, and you just, and is that okay?
No, it's not.
It's like really hot, something really hot.
No, that's not okay. That'd be mean.
It is mean.
Anybody.
I don't do it, but
You seem to
I've
advocate
heard
it a little
of
bit.
I've heard of people
that do that. Oh.
that do that. I have a friend. My name's Bradley. I have a friend named Bardley that has done it.
No, I don't think so.
What?
I was like, I don't think I could do that. That'd just be mean.
Oh, okay, yeah. And if you have the beverage, you know, you want to enjoy it.
Yeah, you pay
Because
for
if
it.
you
drink
throw
it.
it at them, then they get to enjoy it.
No, they get to
as
get
it's
scalded.
in their mouth. Well, if it's not coffee.
It'd just be mean. If I had a cup of water and tossed it in your face right now, would you like that?
Well, I'm not homeless.
I'm happy you're not, but still, you wouldn't like it.
Maybe, maybe not. I am. It's a little. It was a little hot.
Jump in there.
Do you want me to?
I really don't care.
Yeah, you throw your
begging
coffee
some
on
money.
them.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
throw your coffee on them or something.
No.
But they want some changes.
They throw
They
coffee
want-
on us?
No, you throw coffee on them.
No.
You don't.
No.
You don't.
They
Okay.
just
But you
beg.
do.
No.
Okay,
No way,
you
no
don't.
way, no way.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
There's no
Yeah.
reason to do that. They're just begging money, not
Yeah.
kind of harming us. So no reason.
Okay, so you don't. You do?
Yeah.
Throw coffee on them.
No, throw coffee.
No, never.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See,
but-
I'm getting mixed up here.
Yeah, we both know.
Both not throwing
Yeah.
coffee.
What I want to say is,
Okay. Yeah.
I think they are organized, right?
Yeah, they are. They have. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we found that out.
Oh,
They-
really?
Groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
They
know
have like
that.
little signs, kind of
Yeah.
like it's like a navy or something. They have a little.
okay.
hand
In that
signs.
intersection, each leg, there are two people, right? One people take charge of one lane. Right? I think they are all organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably all buy the alcohol together, then they all get wasted together and hit on chicks. Say, no homeless people, those are our chicks, and then they say no.
But you know,
Then
it's
that's when you throw the coffee.
Yeah, but it's hard to figure out, you know.
Yeah.
If they are real homeless, if they are really hungry, or if this guy want
So you just
alcohol.
give them food. That's the test. If you give them food, then they take it.
No,
Then-
they're in the car and there's. I
Yeah.
cannot bring food
Yeah.
all the time.
Don't bring
I
any
just
food
bring
in my
coin,
car.
man.
So you throw
Cash.
your change at them.
Not just throw. It's a kind of. I think it's a kind of disrespectful
Yeah.
for them just to give.
Yeah.
And not throw.
You seen any attractive homeless people? You think?
Generally, I don't look for that.
So that's not. You're not looking for a man that's homeless.
No.
Neither am I.
I'm looking for a girl that's homeless.
Or a man.
Okay.
Either way, I don't know. My voice cracked a little bit. You hear that?
Not really.
It's not even about homeless people anymore.
Yeah.
So what is your all's favorite beverage to throw at a homeless person?
To throw at a homeless person? To give
Yeah.
them?
I don't throw beverages at anyone. Not unless they
I
were
don't know.
really
Water. They should drink water.
If they were really ugly to me, I might throw something at them if I felt threatened. Somebody,
You
that
wouldn't
goes for
throw
anybody, not
anything, though.
necessarily.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
homeless
ugly, have you found any attractive homeless people?
I mean, I think anybody can be attractive. I think
their
it's
own
like,
way.
I think is there's some
On the
mental
inside instead of
instability
the
part
outside.
is an
So
issue.
have you
know,
so have
it's
you
not-
run into any homeless people that have been like attractive on the inside then, like their personality,
yes.
like they?
There's many colorful people.
Sure, a lot of people are still lighthearted and seem to be positive and upbeat and just
Have good stories.
You know, yeah, good stories and
They love to tell you
still
stories.
polite. And then sometimes you'll find some that cuss you out.
Yeah. So do you generally have you ever given money to like a homeless person, like change?
Occasionally I will. Mostly I avoid it. If I have food, I'll give that to them.
Yeah, because with the money,
They'll
to
go
buy
and spend
alcohol,
it on alcohol. Or,
drugs. So do you usually hand the money to them, or do you throw it at them, or throw it on the ground? That's what some people have been known to do.
If I were to give them money, I would hand it to them.
You never thrown it at them, or like
No.
throw food out of your car at them.
No, they are still people.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a homeless person chasing a bird?
Chasing a bird? No.
You haven't?
No.
I saw one the other day. It was hilarious. chasing a pigeon, because pigeons, they're very friendly, and they think this is dinner, but they can't. He didn't catch it. So. He went on hungry, I guess.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation.
It is, and their methods have gotten better. Like at first, it was like, "Can I have change?" And now they tell you stories.
Yeah.
And like they're evolving.
Yeah.
It's like they're a species all their own.
I mean, the most I ever gave to a homeless person was $10. It wasn't here in Atlanta, but that was because she was asking for money to get her and her children on the L train. So it was just like, okay, here you go. Hopefully, she spent it on tickets for the train, though.
Hopefully.
And not drugs, you know.
And they have to get more creative.
Yeah, and they have. I mean, the one out here, he's got quite a story.
Really?
Yeah, he told me like an hour and a half of just, I don't know if it's baloney or not.
I always have headphones on too, and that I try to pretend like I can't hear them, or I just say I'm a tourist and I don't know, and I walk away as fast as I can. That's what
I feel like I've lost some of my humanity from bums because I become more meaner to just random people.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, I was a lot more pleasant to them. I was always like, no, I'm sorry, I don't have change. Now it's just like, get that away from me. You know?
And that's the way it should be, I think.
Yeah.
Despicable.
I need that for I need $1.75 to get a ticket from the market. I had money on me. I don't carry cash. This is what we're doing right now, documentary about people asking for money. Documentary about people asking for money. Yeah, people, like how did you lost your wallet? Yeah. And how did you get into that situation? Having too much stuff in my pockets. Have these books back here. My wallet was back there with my books. And I think I was just pulling stuff out too frequently. And the wallet came out. So that's the only explanation I got. Then what are your opinions about homeless people? What I feel about homeless people? Yeah, like them asking for money and stuff. You know, just the whole our government do something or
I don't know, what's it like living here?
Man, let me tell you, man, you'll be around. You normally, you're saying you have many things going on. So you have people with different attitudes. You have people with different problems. You know what I mean? You have also, so you're dealing with a wide variety of people. Yeah. Old, young, you know what I'm saying? Mental disorders, drug problems, money problems, women problems. So you can imagine just living in an atmosphere like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of, crucial, And then you run into a lot of people who really don't understand the situation. You know what I mean? And really a lot of people out here, what they really want is just a ear. They want to vent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it ain't always about asking for money. It's like that. It's more like
about getting
this is my problem, and you really want to help me. You know what I mean? This is the corner we're coming on here. You have a lot of guys just standing up here just to get away and walk and think. You know what I mean? And normally the guys that are standing here, they're pretty cool. They're like the older guys. You say, hey, how's it going, man? We're just doing a little documentary here. But right now we're going to go by the Gateway Center where a lot of the homeless try to sleep and things like that. It's at the corner up here.
Come on, man. Can you tell us what it's like being homeless?
Growing up in Atlanta is hard, I'm always needing money. Gotta get that money.
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, this is Bradley. Oh yeah, man, that hooker was great last night. When I ate that donut off her chest, I'll probably have disease right now. No, what? Don't give change to a bum. Spit on him and tell him to get a job. Yeah, okay, man. All right, talk to you later. Sorry about that. Continue.
You know what I was saying earlier about needing money. Sometimes I do special services for money. You know what I mean? Need any special services tonight?
No, I got it. I'm pretty good.
Oh, why? You needed them before?
Well, that was God's bachelor party.
$5. Yeah.
3.
3? I mean,
6, 8. No, I
No,
don't know.
5.
I'm not.
5. 6.
3. 4.
Well, how much did you pay the one from last night?
I don't know. It was his bachelor party.
It was his bachelor party, but
I wasn't the one paying. I just got it.
well, you should give me what you gave her.
I didn't give her anything.
You didn't give her anything. Well, why'd you do it? Because when I do things, I want my payment. I gotta get that money.
Well, you won't get it from me. $4. That's it.
I'm from Allentown, Alabama. When I came up here because I have AIDS, I don't have no family. And my social worker from Alabama told me to come up here and get help.
So, do you think the government should do anything about it?
You know what? All the millions of dollars they spend for all the other stuff. Okay, come to Atlanta, all these major cities. Everybody laying around that, have nowhere to stay. They sick, they need help.
So, take the lead.
How you doing? My name is Albert Neal. Well, I've been journeying for quite a while. We got the word called homelessness. It's a funny word. A lot of people venture that God's roof is the sun. They said Jesus never had a home. Most of the people travel, come to different places, come into Atlanta, looking for a search of what? A brand new beginning. They look and search for a brand new beginning. Because of their towns, wherever they from, big cities, small towns, everybody's flooding to Atlanta. It's a great prospering place. But right here, the circuits, courthouse, the Fulton County building, the tax commission, probation office, all of these places have a big role to play in this big homeless thing. Well, me, I came to Georgia in '91 with a family, had a great job, mother, family, yeah, everything was great. Situations happen, experiences happen, and I left the house. Been out on these streets now 3 years, back and forth. I met all types of great people, met all types of bad people. Now, basically, what causes homelessness? Nobody never knows. Is it gonna stop? Nobody never knows. It's been going on since the 1800s.
Actually, homelessness was first recorded around the time of the creation of the Roman Empire, and some scholars say it started with the creation of the household.
Far way back. Today, biggest issues is the funding for homelessness. How do you help it? Who do you help? And who is actually involved in the homelessness? Blacks, whites, Chinese, Hispanics. Every culture and every race that actually came to America has these issues. So it's not a race issue, a culture issue, a religious issue.
I'm not trying to interrupt or anything like that, but I'm homeless too, and I met them and everything like that. This is what we do, you know what I mean? But didn't I tell you what was the first thing I told you they like to do? Vent.
Vent, yeah.
What is he doing right now?
He's venting.
He's venting. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, he's a good guy and everything like that. But what I was showing him, when you're out here and you're talking about your homeless and things like that, and, it's like you start losing your self-esteem. I was showing him, and I'm not ashamed to show him. And this may be graphic to those that are looking at me and everything like that. My shoes is like 2 sizes too small. Look at my feet. I'm a diabetic. It stinks and things like that. You know what I mean? Because you put your clothes and your shoes in places where people just steal them and things like that. You can get a close-up on it. This is a homeless man's foot. You know what I'm saying?
But I think, foot hygiene is the thing that's a problem. Honestly, I think that there's a foot clinic, like a church that's downtown somewhere.
There's been a homeless person that took off a shoe and showed us his foot.
And if you think about a person say someone who's diabetic, okay, think about someone who doesn't have access to healthy foods or whatever, and they become a diabetic as an adult, right? So, your feet are something that suffer and they get sores sometimes. You'll see
lots of ulcers and
I've seen some gangrene
gangrene.
patients.
they lose their toes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it just gets worse. And a lot of hospitals you have to have insurance, and for homeless people they don't have that. So they just let it go on for long times until they finally do come to places that they're able to get help.
Yeah.
And by then,
They
sometimes
wait
it's
until
too late.
it's
They've
too late.
already lost, their toes and parts of their feet and stuff.
So what about back in your homeland? Did they pester you a lot then?
Yeah,
Or
bums
they-
just asking for money on the street, but if you just say no, they leave you alone.
So the nice bums.
Sorry?
The nice bums there.
They're not bums?
Nice bums. They're polite.
Oh, yeah, I'm just having trouble adjusting to the accents here
Yeah.
in the south. But they're polite. Yeah, they just ask you. They keep to themselves, not aggressive at all. They're just trying to survive, I guess.
Yeah. But they don't smell like pee?
I don't really smell them. I don't have a very negative opinion on bums.
Good. I'm glad. It's a good thing.
Yeah?
I have a very negative opinion on them, but
You do?
to each his own, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
Here, they hassle you quite a bit, and they try to tell you sob stories.
Oh, yeah. Well, I recognise it when they come at me and I say, sorry, mate, I can't help you. And then they just leave me alone.
These don't. They show you IDs, and they're like, I just got to jail my 12-year-old daughter.
I just ignore them.
Yeah.
I wish there was more kind of social security net to catch them. People were falling into the situation they're in. But I guess that's politics.
Yeah. True. It's a horrible place. Because here, I get a lot of stories when they tell me, and stories kind of change. Their stories aren't the same day to day.
I'd rather give them food. I'd rather, if they say,
But then they don't, some of them don't even want food. They just want money for crack, alcohol.
You know what? In the Bible it says something in reference to God living amongst the least of things. So if you give somebody money, you just have to take it at face value that they use it for their good. If not, that's on them. It can't be in your conscience. You've done what you're supposed to do. So.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's really all you can do.
You're a better person.
I don't give them money either. I say, get away from me, stinky.
I used to, when you pull it in intersection, would give like $1 or $2, but when I found out that man, he just turned me off.
It turns you off.
He
Yeah.
turned me off.
It's almost better sometimes to do community service. Because that way, you're doing something good, like feeding the homeless or Hosea feeds the homeless, something
Yeah,
around
go
that.
serve and stuff like that.
So, what do you think they smell like?
I mean, I can't say normally I'm driving in the car, so I don't get, when I
So
get
you
money.
just throw your change in?
No, I don't throw what I hand it to them. That's a human being. You know?
I don't know, I've never been.
Stay away, huh?
No, it's not that. I have a bad attitude against it.
Well,
You really do. To be so young, you got a real bad attitude.
about homeless?
Yes.
Bums? They should be dumb. And they're lazy, and they're standing.
You don't know, but you know all. And you're not, and you're too young to be that close-minded.
No, I don't think so.
And so you shouldn't even be doing this report.
Why not?
Because you're when you do a documentary, it's both sides. And you're one-sided.
Well, I'm giving the sides to the people in the bums, and then.
Well, no more.
Get these people up off the street or whatever, because, you know what I'm saying, I've been on the street before, so I know, you feel me, and I know they're easy out there. You know, they just basically trying to do, you know what I'm saying, what they need to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? Some of them I got hooked on drugs or whatever, from being out here or whatever. Maybe some of them, before they went homeless, got on drugs, and that would cause them to be homeless. But there's a lot of them out here who, you know, ain't got no family. You know, like myself, I'm down here, I ain't got no people or nothing. I'm just with I depends off people I meet from around here, and you know what I'm saying, depending off that or whatever. It's a lot of hard, man. I done seen a lot of things and talked to a lot of different people, so you know what I'm saying, it's hard out here, man. You know what I'm saying, everybody trying to do the best they can to make it, bro.
You?
If I want to help them, I don't want to give money to them directly. I would like
Because they'll buy drugs
donate
with it.
some institution. Some case, they just want money, right? If they don't want,
Probably
if
for
they don't have-
alcohol or drugs
Yeah,
or
alcohol, yeah.
prostitution,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
hookers, whatever they,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
guilty pleasures that the homeless
Yeah.
do. Because you'll try to give them food and they'll go, no, just
Yeah.
money. And I'll go, no, food.
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
also
money.
doubt that their intention is true.
Yeah, they go,
because,
I can't
because,
buy a drug with
yeah,
food.
or hamburger, but I don't know if they kind of buy a drug as you said,
Yeah.
beverage.
So what do y'all do with the homeless?
Currently, I'm a member of St. John's Apostolic Holiness Church in North Cross, Georgia. And what we do is we give out turkeys for Thanksgiving and for Christmas time. And then every other month, we try to have a food drive where we can go down to like somewhere and right there, Peachtree and Pine, or down in Mechanicsville at one of them centers, and we can just pass out like maybe 100 to 150 food, dinners, whatever we can put together in boxes.
So you all cook the turkey, right? You don't?
No, we give it to them raw where they go home and cook it. Or where they can cook it. Yeah, even for the homeless people, because you know inside the shelter, they have cooking facilities.
Oh, okay. So
You know what I'm saying?
so they're not just out there like.
Yeah, no, exactly. They're not just out there like that. We try to supply, but if some of the people can't cook or they don't have nowhere to put it, you know, we have facilities inside the church where, you know, if they ask us to cook it for them, we don't have no problem with that.
So.
Basically do the same thing. Working at the church. Yeah, but yeah, see, like whenever we see homeless people like on the side with signs or whatever, and they ask for a couple dollars, usually I try to take them to go get something to eat. You know, because you never know what they might do with the money. Yeah, something else. So anyway, like usually if I see somebody and they're hungry or whatever like this, I take time out to always give them food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing this evening, sir?
The name's Jim, kid.
Okay. So what are you doing here?
Well, I'm trying to find something to eat or something I can use in this here trash can. You know, one time I found $3 whole in the trash can.
$3, really?
That's right. And you know, oh snap! Hold on 1 second. A burger. This is gold right here, son. You see what I'm saying? I live for this. Going through the dumpster dive, you just never know what you can find. Like one time I found these fancy miniature fans. Cool, a homeless brother off.
Yeah. So
yes.
How do you go about asking somebody for money?
Well, I look for those funky rich white boys, you know, 'cause they got them dollar bills, you know. But sometimes when I'm bored, I have fun.
Like, what do you do?
Well, yay! Woo! This is my daily world right here.
This is what you do late at night?
Yes, me and the boys, we have heel races, and whoever win, you know, get a chicken leg. You know, gotta compete for them bones, baby.
Just what's it like living in Atlanta as a homeless person?
Well, you know what? Basically, what being like homeless in Atlanta. Hold on, Walt. They filming about homeless people.
Oh, okay.
It's bad, man. For real. It really is. You know, you have to watch your back out here. You don't know where to sleep at nighttime. It's kind of hard to get your food. And I mean, it's really bad for people being on the streets homeless. I mean, for this homelessness, you know, it's a crying shame where all these folks got money like they got, like the rich folks, don't want to help people like us. Okay? It's like I try to tell people, they can be one step away from homeless. Both of y'all. Okay, y'all can be one step away from homeless. And they treat us like dogs out here. They really do. They treat us like we ain't nothing, like we dirt. So I'm saying, but we not dirt. We just like y'all.
Yeah, so speaking of that, what's like, have you ever had any times when a person's really mistreated you, like, that you remember that just...
I have because like a couple weeks ago I was on the street, and what you see on my back is what I got. I had some nice clothes. The guy come up to my hole, stole all my clothes. I was hit, repeatedly beat. No scars on me, because I ran and got away from it. You know, all my clothes was taken from me, you know. And just like say, if you try to walk up to somebody and say you're hungry, or you need a little change to get you some cigarettes or bus fare, I had a guy about a month ago spit in my face.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you asked?
Yeah, because I asked him for some bus fare.
Bus fare.
Spit in my face. Told me, said, you know what, you ain't worth a damn. You know, you ain't shit. The basic thing that, you know, that you college students need to understand about homeless people, we human like y'all, okay? We not no dogs, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we shouldn't deserve to be treated like dogs, you know? Right. And what my mama always taught me, you know, to treat a person the way you want to be treated. You don't treat somebody like a dog. Because you could be in the same boat we're in, you know. And I mean, the thesis or whatever y'all doing, whatever y'all writing, you need to write it like it is. But basically what you need to do, if you really want to experience this homeless stuff, get y'all about 9, 10 of y'all together. Stay here one night, a couple nights, and you'll see what it's like. You'll really see what it's like. Because it's bad, it's not good.
You got a wifey at home?
No, I'm single, but
You're single. Why? You have everything. You could have a family.
it's not that easy
Yes, it is.
to have a family.
Yeah, you got everything. You got money in a house and
Apartment.
a roof.
Well, there's this tree. It's a pretty. It's a roof.
You know how wet I get every time it rains?
Probably very. It's not much.
You know how
leaves.
often I'm sick from this roof?
More often than I would like to be around you, probably.
Well, if you need anything, you know where to find me.
Yeah. Under this tree roof. Yeah.
And also,
Tech Parkway.
yeah,
There are so many homeless people.
yeah. Also, like the Centennial Place, there are like the place they give free food to the homeless people.
Shelter.
Yeah, shelter or I forgot the name of it. Yeah, because there are two places actually give free food to homeless people. So that's why
That's
the
where
Centennial, the apartment is you
Yeah.
can see a lot of homeless people.
So, what is it exactly that United Way does? Like, what do you all do here?
In the area of homelessness?
Yes,
or
in the area of homelessness.
Well, United Way acts in the area of human care, human need areas. So our mission is to make Atlanta a place where families and individuals thrive. Homelessness is an important aspect of the work. And so in Atlanta, United Way and the Regional Commission on Homelessness, which was an entity that was formed by United Way, the Regional Commission on Homelessness has a plan for the community to address homelessness. And the focus of that plan, this was about 6 years ago, is to end chronic homelessness, not all homelessness.
Chronic homelessness.
Chronic homelessness is homelessness where people are homeless for more than a year and have mental illness and disabilities. They are the most expensive to help. They are the ones that need the most help. And they're also about 20% of the population. So if we can address that, we have made a tremendous difference.
Yeah. So, how did you get in? How did you get in this field? Like, what made you want to, be with United Way? And any really crazy stories?
No. There's no personal crisis. I'm an architect by training, and now it's nearly 2 decades ago, I started working in a neighborhood. I come from India, so I wasn't sure where to get a job, and I got a job in a neighborhood which needed revitalization, and I got into affordable housing, and that's what got me into this whole field of community development and affordable housing. Well, long and short of it, 20 years later, I find myself at United Way, and they have this wonderful work going on around homelessness, and they needed someone to help manage and implement the projects, and luckily I got chosen. So
yeah. Okay.
It's not a dramatic story, but I tell people that not everyone who needs to work in this field has to have a heartfelt or a personal story. It's work that I do. I would do it as well as for a Fortune 500 company and get paid better. But I hope that the professionalism I bring to the field is what I hope lots of young people will do in the future.
Yeah. So, what do you think the government should do any more than they're doing for homelessness?
Yes, especially in today's world where people are losing jobs and homelessness a lot more. We need the government to do more, but we also need to find out how everyone can do more. So it's not just government. In the last few years, what's happened with any issue, like anything where we need to help someone, we always try to believe that it's someone else's job to help. Like it's a non-profit's job to help. While the reality is, if we all take care, so one example is if we all took care of one homeless person on our block, right? If our block, neighborhood block, got together and took care of one homeless person, we'd end homelessness. There are 17,000 homeless in Atlanta. There are 17,000 churches in Atlanta. If every church, and I'm not putting this pressure on church, but the point is, if we all took action on the cause that matters to us, we could make a difference. And I think, so we do need to put pressure on government. After all, government represents us. But we also need individuals to take part. We need corporations to do more. The question is, we should be doing more for those that are less privileged than us. And there's plenty of people like that.
Mm-hmm. So what if you lost your job and you became homeless? Like, how would you live your life?
I would never be homeless. I would never allow myself, somebody who's educated, somebody who's smart. I mean, you can see how I'm in the gym working out right now. So you know that I take care of myself. You know, I know how to achieve things in life. You know, I'm driven. Homeless people on the street because they chose to be there. You know, I personally don't like them. I don't like lazy people or people that smell or stink, and they're all of the above. You know, you can't tell me one thing that homeless people do to contribute to society.
I don't really know.
Exactly. You don't know. You can't name one thing because that's all they do. That's all they do is take up space, and I'm sick of them. And you know, if you were smart like me, what you would do is help me out. You would help me out and try to get rid of them. So.
Do I want in?
Yeah.
No. I think I'm good. But good luck with it.
Sure, Carl. What you want to do?
Okay.
So what is it like being homeless in Atlanta, Georgia?
Well, it's kind of rough. They got a lot of eating places. Sometimes they run out of food. Some homeless places have like one homeless place has like 500 people in it. Sometimes they run out of food. Churches bring food in the evening and on the weekends. Weekends are not bad, but you get disrespected by the police and other people.
Yeah, disrespected by the police?
Yeah. Yeah,
really?
they keep telling you to keep walking, keep moving. There's nowhere really to go but keep walking.
Yeah, so you've been disrespected by the police?
Oh, yeah.
Any certain time that pops out of your head?
One particular time when I was at the MARTA station, and or when I was at the CNN, 900 people in there, right? They walk up to me and ask me why am I in there? What am I doing in there? There's 900 other people sitting around in there. Why come to me? Because I had a bag.
Yeah.
You know. And one time I tried to get in the hotel, I couldn't get in the hotel, I had a bag. The next day I put on a suit. Oh, come on in, sir. Have a nice day, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So it's like a stereotypical type thing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of rough looking for jobs. You go Doorville, you get temp services. Sometimes they have something, sometimes they don't. Sometimes twice a week you may get one. Sometimes you may not get one the whole week, you know. But as soon as I find a job, something permanent, I'll be all right.
Yep.
In certain areas you go in, if you walk, you know, you might get jumped by a few homeless people, whatever, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I ain't saying it's right, but at the same time, they just doing what, you know, they know what to do to survive.
Yeah, so what's your favorite way to mistreat a homeless person?
To mistreat them? I don't mistreat homeless people.
So you don't have a favorite way?
To mistreat them? What you mean, like badly treating them?
Yeah.
Nah. I don't think we should mistreat homeless people, you know what I'm saying? Shit, we all Americans, dog, you know what I'm saying? We don't mistreat each other, help each other out, you feel me? And, you know, I know, man, because I've been homeless, you know what I'm saying, on the street, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a process right now, I'm still trying to get on my feet. But no, I don't say mistreat them, I don't mistreat none of them. If I walk by, you know what I'm saying, somebody asks me for $1, 50 cents, whatever, I got it, I give it to them. But if I ain't got it, I won't, you know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't say mistreat them at all. I don't think it's no favorite way to mistreat a homeless person, because I don't think they should be mistreated.
I think government should help.
Right, government, yeah. They don't do anything. Not much.
Or maybe...
But it's because, you know, who wants to touch him? Who wants to...
But I think the president is already doing something, right? He tried to charge more tax from rich people. Then you can support more homeless people. I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But maybe not good for rich people.
Yeah.
We always have trade-offs. And right now economy is bad. Government also have short of money, so it's pretty tough for everyone. I think.
Yeah, it is.
We also worry about jobs, right? You never know.
Yeah. Obama, you know, we should do something. He just, I don't know.
But the only thing he can do is print a lot of money, the US dollars, right? But that also will hurt you, United States, right?
Yeah.
Print too much US dollars. So it's difficult to balance.
Yeah. Stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Okay.
He's basically the guy that do the train work.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put in, you ain't too much technical work. Right here, you have guys be laying right here. Yeah. On the side, you might have some guys standing on the wall, on the other side of that wall, right there. We can cross the track. You can probably see somebody laying over there. Yeah. It's a brand new bridge, man. I mean, if I was smart, $100,000 to $500,000 to do the bridge. So you got guys laying around. This is one of the guys' homes, you know. One of their homes, you know. That's where they'll probably lay, you know.
Flyers.
Yeah. When they can't get in the mission or whenever they can't get in the shelter, they'll come right here and lay. Right there.
Like I stay in the shelter, sometimes stay on the street, and most people think people be homeless, they on drugs, alcohol. But myself, I have AIDS. I'm trying to get somewhere to, stay so I can go to get treatment. And some people, when I ask them for a quarter, oh man, you are healthy, but when I tell them my circumstances, they understand. But myself, it's 1,000 people ask people for money. I don't know why they ask. Whatever they do, but myself, when I ask people for help, it's for me. You know what I mean?
So have you conversed with any homeless people?
Yeah. Yeah, we get along very well. See, I'm familiar with Atlanta. I just been back about 3 days, like I said. And make a long story short, we sit down and talk how we feel like the government should have more reaching out for the homeless people. Because there's so many of them I be talking with. We talk about the Bible, and then you got a lot of negative homeless people out here try to hurt people. And the good people that's homeless try to stick together and talk with one another and be more positive with one another. But there's a lot of negative people out here that's homeless. And, they get attitudes when you don't have nothing to give them, cause I came here with about $400 and lost it at the bus station. And make a long story short, I didn't want to make it hard for my girlfriend, so she gave me a phone number, and the landlord gave me his phone number. He said, when you get some more money, you'll be able to stay with her. But just, so the last day I was homeless, about 2 days ago, I stayed with my friend. But before that, I was homeless about 3 days. And now I'm back out homeless again because of the incident. And it take a lot of, like me, I have a good character, a good attitude being homeless with people. And I know how to ask people for help in a right way, in a good way, in a respectable way. And basically, it's just one thing that I feel that the system will come up with, a better system and better shelters to help people, to get on their feet better.
I was in Desert Storm in Iraq. I went 1990, got 1999. I was shot 7 times in my right leg. Got a pin in my right leg. I fought for this country. And for me to come back and get off a plane and be spit on, and throw stuff at me is very disrespectful. Well, I go fight for this country because Bush was controlling gasoline, oil, and power. And that's basically what it was, politics. And I feel so bad now because I went and fought for it. I don't feel bad for fighting for the country, but I feel bad the way I'm being done now, where I'm being mistreated and abused. And it's wrong. I mean, if you want to ask me anything about, I'm going to tell y'all something that's going to shock y'all. Y'all filming this and you got on, voice, you got voice and everything. Tell you what I was saying, I was a sergeant over there. I was in the foxhole. I had a 26-year-old boy, 22 in my division. 8 come out alive, 14 got killed. A boy walked across a landmine and cut him clean in two in front of my face. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine him cut in two by a landmine? So I'm saying, man, it's wrong the way we're being treated and the way we're being done. So like I say, when we ask somebody for help, it's not because we're bombing nobody and begging nobody. We need help. Because you never know what boat you might be in one day. And you blessed to have family. Me, I got nobody. I got no family. I got God, Jesus on my side, but first me having a family, I got no family. I mean, all my family's dead. My mama, my brothers, I got nobody. And it's harsh out here. Sleeping in this parking lot, you got rats. Maybe big rats out here. They walk around you at nighttime. So, it's just terrible. So y'all keep this in mind. You do your little theses, and just tell it like it is. And when you do, they'll know the real truth about the homeless people.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
So what do you find that most people call homeless people? Because we've interviewed a lot of people like homeless or bum or hobo.
Yeah. It's people call people names.
Yeah.
And in reality, I've met plenty of homeless people who've cussed me out. And I hate to say that I've been tempted to cuss them out too, because people respond. So if you were not asking me questions this nice way, right, but in an aggressive manner, I'd have a natural tendency to call you something, just like you would call me something. Name calling is a real sad piece, but it's symptomatic of something deeper in our community, of the differences, right? And so homeless people, each one has a story, just like every person. But you can't possibly like all of them. But that's not the point. You don't have to help someone. What we want is to help people become contributing members of the society. But we want everyone to be an individual person. So there'll be lots of people who can't stand me, and lots of people I can't stand. I don't want to have dinner with them. But at the same time, that does not take away their right to decent housing, decent jobs. That's something as a community we must guarantee.
Right. So have you ever seen anything like crazy, like a homeless person jump into a fountain for change or something
Yeah, I've seen people jump into dumpsters searching for food. I've seen people do crazy stuff. As you know, there are lots of people who would pay homeless people to do crazy antics, for a buck or two people do crazy things. But if I was in the same situation, if I was as hungry or I was as mentally ill, if I was as addicted and had the same needs, I'd probably do a lot more for a lot cheaper amount.
Right.
So yes, I have seen a lot. I mean, if you work in this field and you're constantly meeting homeless people, you see a lot of sad things. We go out early in the morning at 5 o'clock as the regional commission and the community to take people from the streets and move them into housing. And some of the stories we hear are moving. There are people who have college degrees that are on the street. Just about 5 months ago, outside Georgia Tech, we did an outreach early in the morning, and there was a 17-year-old boy, I'm going to call him a boy compared to my middle age, 17-year-old man who was a college graduate, who was in his college degree, and now he's given it up, he's into drugs, and he came from somewhere else, and he was just dropped off on the side of the street and finally found his way. So people's stories just happen.
Yeah.
And there isn't a stereotype, so it isn't like all homeless people are using drugs. There are thousands of families that are homeless because they lost their job and they struggle really hard to get out of homeless. There are veterans who suffer from PTSD and just can't keep their regular life in order, but because they don't have enough support, they end up on the streets. What you find working in homelessness, and I hope it's a humbling thought, is that every person's story is different, and it's very moving when you get to know someone. The trouble is it takes a lot to get to the person. I mean, it's like you and me, right? If we were spending time together, something about you I might not like, something about me you might not like, but if we work together, there's a common humanity.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to find.
Well, I don't have any bad traits myself.
Yeah, neither do I. So that's why you and I are
There you
perfect.
go.
So you say you've been homeless for 3 days.
Yeah.
What have the 3 days been like?
Well, it been see at the shelters, and I'm not really from here, and it's been hard sleeping on the ground and stuff. And then my girlfriend, she wanted to change her place to live, and I told her I can't do that. You know, I have to come back out in the streets until I can find some money. And I have to worry about, you know, being cold because I don't have a blanket, you know, and stuff like that. And I have to pray a lot. And I'm going through what you call a problem with my children. And it's been very painful being outside where I know I think about them and I can't do nothing for them because I'm homeless right now. And I just feel like the government should try to reach out a little deeper for people that's homeless. You know, like when they have the shelters, they need to come up with a system, you know, in the shelters to help people with work and people on disability to get their medicine and stuff. And I find that very painful for a person to hold on to the positive side of themselves and not to give up on their life. Because in a lot of these shelters, you know, in the city, a lot of the good shelters out on the outstretched, and it make people sleep on the ground because they don't feel like walking way out there and have to walk way, way back, you know. And people get tired when you're homeless, you know. And just because of that, some people give up.
Yeah, do you know any places where they hang out, where there's big groups of homeless people?
Well, I know, like, at Walmart, you see homeless people around there. I know that for sure. I'd say malls in general, they also hang out there. Places where people, like, a lot of people go to, they go there
Yeah.
for the hope of getting money or something.
You think, do they look like they're organized?
I doubt it. I don't think so. I
You
never
don't
really
think
thought
so?
about that.
Yeah, I think
there's, like, a
they're
homeless
organized
union
there.
going on.
They have a union, yes, I think so.
I seriously doubt that, but I don't know. That sounds a bit of like
Yeah.
a conspiracy theory thing going on.
Well, they talk to each other and they interact, and like you take this side of the street, I'll take this. You take this guy, I'll take this guy.